Hello everyone! Hello and welcome to the latest edition of the ShadowCast. I am, of course, the Black Shadow. First of all, before we get into today's topics, I want to thank everyone who has been watching along with the Resident Evil HD LP. We have obviously just completed the main run for the game with Jill. It's been a lot of fun actually. I really enjoyed going through it. It was definitely one of the more lax LPs I think I've ever done. And I say that in a good way. It was a bit more relaxed, you know, because we've been through it before. You know, I enjoyed myself, to be fair, doing it. You know, and uploading it at a much more rapid rate than perhaps what I normally would do, which, you know, was that because, of course, we wanted to get on with the main event. That being our attempted knife run on the game, but I'll be getting to that later. First thing I want to talk about, for those of you who missed it, yesterday I announced that we here at BS Sync will finally be tackling the Metal Gear Solid franchise, hence the music, as you guys know I love to do. Now, I openly admit I should have probably got to this series a bit sooner. It has been overdue. That's kind of just the way it went. But next Sunday, the 25th of October, which, would you believe that happens to be the 4th anniversary of the channel? What a coincidence. We will be beginning Metal Gear Solid. We'll be playing the original PlayStation 1 version of the game, which was released in '98, I think. I could be wrong. Though the game itself is set in 2005. We will not be playing that and not the remade version of the game, Twin Snakes, which was released on GameCube in 2004-ish. The reasons why, well, first of all, this is the first LP of Metal Gear Solid series that the channel has had, so it's only fair to do the original one. Also, for that matter, and as had been commented by a few people in the video, was rather mixed reviews. We'll go with for the remake, and having looked around a bit, not the only ones as well. There was bits and pieces that perhaps some people weren't particularly happy with. That's fine, okay. But you know, we're not doing it anyways, basically. A little bit more detail, I suppose, of the game in regards to, you know, what do I know about the series? Because it's nothing I've ever talked about. Well, the Metal Gear Solid series is a funny one with myself. It's a legendary series, no doubt about it. You know, one of the greatest of all time. I'm not even going to debate that here. Myself, I do have some experience with the series. I used to own Metal Gear Solid 2, which I played a fair bit back in the day. I also owned Metal Gear Solid 3 for a time as well. Really enjoyed that. Metal Gear Solid 1, however, I must admit that personally I don't have that much experience with it, interestingly. I'm well aware of the... Well, I say well aware. I'm aware reasonably well of the general storyline of the game up to about Metal Gear Solid 4. At that point, I just don't know. I've not followed it. I am somewhat aware of the game. For that matter, we will be attempting, at least, to get hold of the canonic ending for Metal Gear Solid 1, which is what I usually try and do. There's no guarantee that will happen, of course, but we will be at least trying. But as far as, is the game blind? Is this a blind run of Metal Gear Solid 1? It's I can't say it is. It's a bit like when we played Metal Gear, when we played Silent Hill 2. That was kind of, I labelled it as sort of semi-blind because I'd only played it the once, and that was so long ago I could barely remember it. I've never fully completed Metal Gear Solid 1. I have played it a little bit here and there in the past. I also have played the demo for the game. The demo of Metal Gear Solid 1, would you believe it, which must have been out almost 20 years ago. I have played that a long time ago. I did watch an LP of someone play Metal Gear Solid 1 about 4 years ago. That was before I started LPing, actually. It was one of the LPs I watched before I actually started LPing. because I always wanted to know what happened in the game, basically. But that's as far as my knowledge goes. I'm aware of the storyline to an extent, but as far as sheer gameplay for Metal Gear Solid 1, outside of like certain storyline bits and pieces, I'm not really aware of it particularly well. So I can't say it's going to be a blind run. Semi-blind, it's pushing it a bit because I know too much about the story really to classify it as that. But this is going to be as someone who's not familiar with the details, we'll say. The general story I'm aware, but the details of the game itself, I can't guarantee I know them. A lot of the areas in the game I've never actually been to. So it'll be interesting. It'll be very interesting. It'll be interesting. Go. And I hope that's pretty much all, really. I mean, it's going to be a fantastic LP. I've been looking for it for to do it for a long time. I've just had to try and find the time to do it, and I figured this was as good as any, because it is. Okay then. Only other thing as well that I'm going to quickly mention is, going back to Resident Evil, is the Real Survival Knife Run. Now, a few days ago, I did tweet that I was sitting down to attempt the recording of a Real Survival Knife Run. Now, bear in mind that not only is this the first knife run I've attempted on the channel, this is the first knife run in any RE game, or any game for that matter, that I've ever attempted in my life. And that is the absolute fact. I have never done anything even remotely like this before. And it was really surreal sitting down to start and recording it. Now, I'm going to be very shady with details because I don't want to give anything away. I'll be very, very shady with details. But what I can say is that it has been one of the damnedest things I have ever attempted. Not just in the channel, I mean ever. One of the damnedest things that I have ever attempted. I'm not going to say anything about how far I may or may not have got, how successful the run may or may not have been, how easy or difficult it turned out. I'm not saying anything. Everything that I did basically in that game, I uploaded, I recorded and I uploaded it. That includes times where it didn't work, and because there was going to be. But all I am going to say is that even if you're not the biggest fan of the survival horror genre, I urge you to check it out. For the sake of the channel and for the sake of yourselves, one of the damnedest things I've ever attempted. You have simply got to check it out. That's all I'm saying about that. That's all I'm saying. So, that's going to be all for this one here. Like I say, later today as well, I'll be uploading the first video for the attempted knife run. And like I say, please check it out. Really, just watch it. So I will thank you all very much for that. I would say later today we'll be uploading the first video for that. Hopefully in it's probably not going to be till I get back actually. So it'll be in a few hours from now. And then this time next week, we will be beginning our journey into some tactical espionage action. And goddamn, it is going to be something. Cannot wait. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Catch you then. Ta-ta for now.